Good morning to you all. I hope you're all having a great morning. Let's break down a few setups here on the market today in hopes that it helps you guys. Starting with QQQ and then going into a few individual names. But before I get started here, you can see we had CPI out here in the pre-market session, basically all coming in at estimates. The market rallied a little bit off of this. Of note that yes, it is coming in at its estimate. However, this estimate is a lot higher than it was before at like 0.1% in the last report. So while yes, it is in at its estimate, it's still higher than it has been previously. Now, to note here, tomorrow too, we have PPI and then Powell on at 3 o'clock. So we could see the potential for some range here today with that data coming out later this week, and especially after such a drastic move we had seen here in the past. Now, looking into the QQQ chart, basically all we get is this 2-bar pullback here on these bottoming wicks. We have yet to put in a break of this high. So if we look at the hourly, technically we have a lower high and then a lower low, which constitutes for a downtrend. But for me, I'm watching this downtrend or short-term intermediate downtrend on this hourly chart to fail and trigger over this prior day high at, what is this sitting at, like 514.66. Over this region here, I do like this long up into 516.68. And where 516.68 comes from is simply from this push higher here where we had those pre-market highs and then we sold off from that. So this is really the only price data we have. So over 514.66 in trend, watching this long up into that 516.68 area, which would be this daily higher low, and then triggering this buy setup here on the daily. Now, if we come down and we open right here, watching this bounce off of 511.38 to start trending and then start to see a move like this, which simply put, all that would be then is just a potential higher low here on the hourly for then that rally back to the upside to take out these prior highs right here. So that is going to be the watch. And when we look at something like the Russell could be telling the story here today. Now, this looked a little bit better earlier. Now it's failing, but over 24.33.70, this looks good to the upside where we can see a nice trending day to come back near these 24.55.60 highs. So keeping that on watch, rejected to a T. If we can hold this 24.33 area, looks good to the upside. Apple here, this one rejecting quick too. I wanted to see if we could put in this failed breakdown here on the daily at this 100 moving average to where we put in a hourly higher low off of this area, open above 223.92 and start trending for a move back up into this 227.86 high. Now, the key is it has to open above and get some sort of strength over 223.92. If we open below this, definitely not going to be interested in trading this. More so, I was watching the open above to put in the higher low for this series of this uptrend to continue this move higher up into those targets above. Amazon, this one looks, it had some news yesterday about coming out with some AI chips or something along that nature, and I thought it would hold better, and then it just was a profit-taking opportunity, and then you can see after hours we're moving some here. So what this is we could play this potential higher low on the daily for a trigger that happens over 209.34 that puts us up into this 212.25 highs here. So if we can get the back through open, that would be ideal here. Or if we can get a washout and start to trend, then finding entries within this trend for that bigger macro move up into 212.25 are definitely on the table here today. And when we look at this weekly chart, right, it's a strong weekly chart here, getting this nice breakout, nice strong close here. So watching that 209.34 area for that continuation on Amazon. NVDA, this one I'm sure is pulling back a little bit too as QQQ pulls back. It is. I think I've mentioned this before, but I feel like one of these times it's going to take out that 150 and just run. So is it today it? It very well could be, and I want to see if that is the case. If we can get this open above 149.21 and start to trend and get strong strength, or the back through open, this is looking like a good setup here today. And really that's all you can take, is if you take the setup and it works, great. If you take the setup and it fails, that's also great as well, because it gives you more data into the setup and you're taking a high quality setup as well. So I'm watching this potential higher low here off of this hourly that comes and breaks structure and then gets a strong breakout bar here today after this failed 2-bar sell on NVIDIA's daily chart. And when we come into the weekly, this is a failed weekly breakdown where we triggered this bearish engulfing bar, then a bullish engulfing bar, which in theory then should trade us higher. So that is the watch today, back through open at 149.21 or an open above and then wash out. That can trend. That is going to be on watch as well. And Tesla, this is my favorite look here. It needs to open over 340.65. So if we can get that open over, which would be this daily failed breakdown, traps bulls and gets out, or traps bears and gets out premature bulls who sold early. If we can get that open above, I think we can come run these 358.64 highs here, which were these previous highs before we got this sell bar here. So could be very well a bear trap here and open above 340.65 that can get us into some sort of trend. 356.73 and then 362.80s are on the table today. I hope this video helps you guys. Let me know down below what you guys are watching. Thank you.